Well, we've spoken so much as well about the threat that your front three, those opposition teams. What about your full-backs in terms of their attacking prowess as well? Andy Robertson topping the charts for goals and chances created from defence, and Trent's delivery, 3 assists on Wednesday night as well.
Yeah, it's important. That's modern football. If you ask a young boy what was your favorite position, I don't think a lot of boys would say, I want to be a fullback. But our football changed, so that's they became much more important. That's how I was a fullback myself for a decent part of my career, but it didn't look completely different to what the boys are doing. But at least I know that there are a lot of things to do. You have to be really strong defensively, but on the other hand side, because a lot of teams clear the wing for the fullbacks offensively, if you are then able to be open-minded enough and have the football quality for that, to see some people in the same shirt in the box, that helps a lot. And in that game it was exceptional. I don't think I ever was part of a game that somebody had a hat-trick in assists. I don't think so. So it was special. Did he get the match ball finally? Huh? Yes. Yeah. So he wanted it, so he got it. So that's how it is. So it was really cool. And so now let's try to do something like that again.
We'll go to Juliet.
When you talk about the experience of players that you have who take it game by game in this running, do you look to make changes, rotate, because of you've got this European game coming up next week?
Oh, I don't think we make changes because it's not next week, it's a week after.
Week after?
Yeah, no problem. I would be really surprised. Oh, no problem. Move it a week. All good. So we don't make a change, of course, changes because of that game. So it's a long time until then. No, we have to see. It's about the opponent. That's how we did it for this game. We made a couple of changes after the United game. It was really close. Sunday, Wednesday is pretty much the smallest break you can have between two games if it's not Christmas, so that's we try to use that. As long as the boys are really fit, or more fit than actually have to start, then we try to introduce fresh legs. We will see if we do that for tomorrow, for Sunday again. It's not, what is it, written in stone? So how do you say that? Yeah. So we have to see.
I'm only thinking, in my crazy world that I live in, but in a running that you're having, in the position you're on the table, you look at, for example, Jordan Henderson on the bench. Is it on Wednesday? Obviously, he played against Manchester United, but is it like everybody wants to be involved? How do they react to that now when you say to them, "Okay, I'm going to start you on the bench this time," and
they accept it. I don't think they are happy. In this case now, it's how can I know that Hendo played a lot of games this season, and then it was for a while was a little injury here, then problems there. But they all had, Millie had sometimes, and all the stuff. Chini had, they all had. Nabi had, so they had their problems. But the most important thing is how will it fit for the next opponent in the different area. That's the first thing I think about, and then if more things than one could fit, then you start thinking who maybe needs rest or whatever, who is a little bit better in this or this. So that's what you think about. But Hendo plays a really, really good season, and so I told him he looked like not happy but completely okay. So because it was, I think in this situation it was especially important, because I don't tell players always before the game that they will not play. They realize it. They don't walk through the dressing room and say you don't play or whatever. You see that on the training ground actually, and it's as a player of Liverpool you know that you don't play all the games pretty much, and that's a normal situation. But because of the stories were made after, because of my reaction actually made after the United game, I thought it makes sense that I tell him it has nothing to do with that. Because there was nothing. So that's it. But no, I don't tell the players always before the training actually, if they play or not. In training they see it, and then that's it.
Michael? Jurgen, 2 goals for Sadio Mane in midweek. He's always been a goal scorer at Leipzig, at Southampton as well. but this season got more goals than ever before, and playing in a central position for you on Wednesday. What's led, do you think, to the improvement in his goal scoring capability when there's still a quarter of the season left?
No, I don't think there's a big improvement. By the way, he didn't play in Leipzig, he played at Salzburg, but it's still a good player, still a good club. No, Sadi is only coming in an age where things becoming more natural for him. So he's not in the convincing. It's not the part where he has to convince everybody every day of his career so that he's a good one. Now, meanwhile, we all know that he's a world-class player, and he starts realizing that himself. So that's how it is, mixed up with his attitude and his work rate. It could be a really decent career, even better than it was so far. So he's a good boy, and he had these skills. But for goal scoring, you need moments. Look, we speak about the back heel goal. I didn't see it in the game. I saw it later. It was not only a back heel; it was really over Foster's shoulder. So with goal scoring, is always a little bit of luck is involved, and and you have it in a moment like this. You have to use it like that, because there will be other moments in life. That's how it is. No, but he had always the quality. He scored for us a lot of goals, and if not, then he was always a proper threat, but gives us the space to score from another area. So it's just in a good moment of his career, and it's the best age group now where they all are. So that's what now should continue and develop in the next few years, because there's still a lot to come from these boys, of course.
You know all about the passion involved in the Merseyside derby. It's also the fixture in the Premier League with the most sendings off. So in terms of the detrimental effect that could have if any of your players are red carded, how do you, in a game of this nature, try and make sure that your players sort of err on the side of controlled aggression?
That's why we do it always. We always want to be very, 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 very aggressive in the best football way. And I said it a couple of times, how we understand that being aggressive means you're ready to hurt yourself and not the other guy, because there's nothing to do with it. There's a ball we fight for, and not a bone or whatever. That's how it is. I never understood that. We had similar stories in Germany. I really was not involved a lot in crazy games where something like this happened and a ref should have sent 5 players off or something like that. So that's, for me, it's a big misunderstanding. That the crowd wants to win, and for winning a game you need, in the best way, 11 players. That helps, so we should all really. And I thought, everyone knows that we had 3 or 4 harsh challenges in the past, where we were once a bit more lucky, and the other situation we were a bit less lucky. I think Debug was really a harsh one, and we had to handle with Barclay. I think there were a few situations where we suffered a little bit, but the last couple of games it was a football game, a very intense football game. I don't think this generation of Everton Liverpool player did a lot for that statistic. I think the red cards must be a bit older. I think most of them, at least, from other players, pundits maybe today or whatever.
Okay, who's here for PA in the absence of Carl? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
But Carl, that's really confusing. If you are not there, you are actually not here.
Information.
Well, James Christian, I thought it was good enough to start going out.
Yeah.
Sorry. In terms of how the last derby finished and the impact it had on Everton's result, do you expect to be almost even more motivated, if possibly more motivated?
I'm not sure if it's possible to be more motivated than they were that day, or we more motivated than we were that day, because it's just, but of course the game, it was special, so we all know my celebration. I will not do it again. That's how it is, and not that it happened today. It was very surprising. The ball was out. Verge already was halfway out. The Verge turned already after his wonderful volley, and then pretty much Div stayed awake and could score that goal. That was a very, very special moment, but it's not the time now, 2 days before the game, to really put the finger in the open mouth and say we want to have something like that again. That's all stories or stuff like that. We know that it will be really tough. It was that day really tough. It was that day really tough. It will be really tough tomorrow. I think Everton often changed a little bit the tactics, the approach against us, because it's so important. So we will have analyzed in a few minutes. And I will see, and it's really difficult. Is that against us as well, or is it against us completely different? So we really prepare the football part of the game. And it will be very emotional as well, and hopefully with a good end for us.
Obviously, 2 goals from Virgil van Dijk. Is goals from other areas going to be important, you know, to supplement the front three? Because obviously a lot of emphasis on them still, but the rest of the team should be a bit more.
Yeah, of course, but who scores is actually not important. It's all, you only talk about scoring from other areas in moments when the front three don't score. Then you always talk, we need goals from other areas, that's how it is. But it's the front three doesn't score in moments like this, if you want, because we are not exactly passing in the right way. It's not that we had 500 chances and missed them all in the games we didn't win. And that's the situation. And yes, of course, you need goals from set pieces. Very, very important, and I loved the first one because it was a really good cross. So I wouldn't say it was an easy goal for Virg, but it was not the most difficult he scored in his life because the cross was already worth a goal. Of course, you need to be ready for in all departments, and set pieces helped us, especially in the beginning of the season, quite a lot. That disappeared a little bit then in a specific part, but after the season. But now, hopefully, we can get it back, and because I love goals, scoring from set pieces. It's just you have a lot of set pieces in a game, and so we need to be really good in that.
Okay, we'll go across the road. David, anything from you, Glenn?
You can obviously Virgil took a lot of headlines from Wednesday night, but how impressive has John Matip's form been since he's come?
Yeah, very, very impressive. And so that's, I think we all know it. I think it was a Burnley game when he played first. I'm not 100% sure, but it was not the Joel we had before he got injured, because when he got injured, he was outstanding. It was outstanding what he did there, especially the Napoli game, where he got the injury. He played a really top-class game. Losing him then in a pretty much wrong moment, but he's just a really high class player. So it's he's doing the job. Next to him, he's not asking for any credit or whatever. He's just there. He loves what he's doing. So it's really nice to have him around. And we had now meanwhile a couple of different centre half couples, and they all worked really well. So that's the best news. And hopefully now we can really, because the problem was centre half, that a centre half situation like we had this year, I never had in my life. You have pretty much 5 centre halves with Nat Phillips as well, and I don't think we don't have now 3. Only if we say Fabinho is a centre half and Nate Phillips is on the way back. He trains now at least fully, so that's strange. So we need a bit of luck that all works out like that. And but he played fantastic the other night.
Yes. Have you been surprised a little bit by the season end of that? Because he gave a really confident themselves around. They spent a lot of money since that game. Really haven't been able to put it together.
Actually, it's not my job to be surprised about the Everton season, to be honest. And it's like this. I don't, only because Everton, I don't watch now each game of Everton. It's like with all the other teams in the Premier League, I can have no time for that. So in the moment when we prepare that, then I see a lot of games of them. And they have a really good team, I have to say. That's a really good team. It's if I go through, it's England's #1, really good centre halves, and a lot of them as well. Then the fullbacks, experienced and football-wise really good. In the middle of the park, quality, real quality, and up front we don't have to talk about that. So the wings quick and really talented, and in the centre they have, I think, 3 different options. So, and really good players with Richarlison and the other guys. So that's impressive. But what happened, I have no idea. So I'm not surprised, because I don't look often enough there.
Putting Sadio Mane up front and scoring 2 goals this week, do you think that helped him in terms of his confidence?
I don't think that Sadio in the moment has any problems with confidence, because he's since weeks and months maybe one of our most stable players. So he's performing on an unbelievable high level since the whole season already. Yes, maybe there was 1 or 2 games, I don't remember them, but when he didn't. But he was very stable in the last couple of weeks, and it's just nice to see that he a player with his qualities and his attitude he really wants to help the team in different positions, because we never played it. That was why we did it with him in the center, because the difference was not that big to the position he played before. So he's in a very good moment. Hopefully it may continue until May 2028 or so. I'm not sure exactly how long he will play.
And on Sunday, you're going to have a fight between, another fight is Sadio Mane against Idrissa Gueye, two Senegalese.
Yeah, true. They play. Maybe they will meet, but they played not the they don't play the first time against each other, so they are used to it. And I don't know if they are best friends on the pitch yet. I couldn't see it, so they obviously take it as professionals. So that's good. That's how it should be.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.